Hi everyone, thanks for joining today. Super excited to have Carly with us, and Carly has had a phenomenal journey. We can't wait to share her insights and her story with you. Before we do, if you're watching this live, please hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, please hashtag replay, just so we know who's watching. And Carly, if you could start by introducing yourself, who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself, that would be great.
Sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Carly. I am a 22-year-old college student still in Freehold, New Jersey. I am finishing up my education degree to become a teacher, hopefully. And right now, in the midst of everything, a few months ago, I decided to finally focus in on my fitness and take it seriously, and never looked back since then.
Amazing. And that's so great to hear, Carly, that as you say, 22, you're studying, you're working as well. So you've got a lot on your plate, but you still took time to invest in yourself and prioritize your health and wellness.
Yeah, so I'm just curious to hear, Carly, like what inspired you to reach out to us and take this wellness seriously?
Yeah, so for the longest time, through college mainly, I gained a lot of weight, as most people do. And then I tried for a few years to try and lose it. I would go on these really strict diets to the point where if I ate anything, I would, be mad at myself. I would try and work out to burn it off, type of thing. And then I ended up just gaining the weight back, and it was just constant back and forth, back and forth. And then I saw a Facebook group for vegan fitness, and this was also when I had just gotten into the full length of being vegan also. And I remember just asking very simple questions like, how do I lose weight? Like, it's very basic, like, how do I do this in a way that isn't gonna fail? Because it just kept failing.
Mm-hmm.
And then thankfully, I will never forget, Scott reached out to me and just gave me basic info, focus on your calories, the TDEE, all that kind of stuff. And that was it with our first conversation. And I learned so much just from that one conversation, that once I saw that you guys were doing the group fitness thing, I was like, I have to do this. Like, I knew that it was going to be something real, since I learned so much just from conversing with Scott once, that, I knew that if I put the time into it, it would be worth it. Yeah.
Amazing, Carly. I remember our first conversation well, and it can be like a minefield of information out there, can't it? And like you said, we just discussed the fundamentals and went back to basics. And that's what really got you started. So what's been different this time around? Like,
you said you kept failing in the past, and we obviously know you're not failing at all right now. Picture we posted before speaks 1,000 words. So what was different this time? Because no more failure, right?
Yeah, thankfully. So a big thing was definitely knowing what to eat. For the longest time, I just thought, 1,200 calories a day, the lowest possible, work out as much as I can and basically just burn myself out. I remember when I started the program, I was like, wow, I am eating a lot. I was just astonished by the amount of food that I was able to eat, putting protein first and all that. And it was to the point where I wasn't even finishing, my dinners. I was so full. And so really learning how to work with food effectively and beneficial to me instead of it hurting me was like extremely important. And then also the accountability of having you two coaches on my side through it all kept me going. I remember thinking like, oh, I don't want to do this at all. But then, in the app and the groups that we all work through, I was like, oh, I can't miss a day. Like I can't do that. Like they can't know that I missed a day. So it would get me to do it. And I always kept up with it. And honestly, that accountability and just learning more about how to, love my body, heal myself with food, all that kind of stuff just kept me going through it all. And I never felt the burnout, I never felt exhausted or that I wanted to give up. It just fueled me through the entire thing.
That's incredible, Carly. And I think a few things I really want to highlight. You mentioned before, you would overeat and then punish yourself with like crazy amounts of exercise. So it was coming from a place of punishment, right? And the thing you just mentioned a second ago, that you learn how to love yourself. So can you tell to people like how it differs, the feeling inside from going and training from a place of punishment and actually going to enjoy it, like how it differs?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the difference in the feeling. When I first started, it would be, if I had any sort of brownie or cheat food, as I would call it,
Yeah.
I just was so upset with myself, and it just felt like I was gonna, I don't know, like all my progress was gonna be lost, and I failed and all this stuff. And now, instead of like hating myself for doing these things, it's so much more of a lifestyle where I am able to, if I want to have a cookie, a vegan cookie, I will have a vegan cookie, and it's all the balance of everything. Being able to give myself, the little treats that I want every day stops me from the binge eating that was happening, months ago, where I would just cut everything out, and then I would have the one day where I was like, let me just eat everything, and then I would feel horrible, and it was a mess. Like now it's fueling my body with things that make my body happy, give me the energy to work out, make me healthier, and mentally and physically.
I love it, Carly. And I think you said it there, balance and lifestyle. These are two key words. You may have seen our infographic of the bow and arrow. Pulling back, the bigger the restriction, the bigger the binge, the bigger it's going to fire the other way eventually. So it's just like building up tension, when people restrict themselves, and it's like a pressure cooker. And eventually that's going to explode, and that's where the binge eating starts. So
and relationship with food, before, like I said, you would hate yourself for eating that brownie or eating that cookie, and that food was, I guess, always kind of almost like an enemy, right? Almost scared to eat or what to eat, even overeating or undereating, and that just really a bad relationship with food. And I think, again, yes, just emphasizing word lifestyle, when you enjoy life and enjoy food, most importantly, change relationship with food. Like food is a fuel, it's our friend, it's not an enemy. Do you feel that that's a big difference right now, how you see the food?
Oh, definitely. Now, and I live at home with my parents right now, and my mom will see me cooking later at night, like around like 8 or 9, which is late for a lot of people. A lot of people eat dinner at like 6. She'd be like, what are you doing? If you eat dinner that late, it's bad for you, and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like I need to eat, like I need to fuel my body. Like, and then on Thanksgiving, I had this huge plate of food because it's Thanksgiving. And my dad's like, you're not going to eat all that. And I was like, I'm going to fuel my muscles. Like I got to eat. Like,
that's it. I love that, Carly. But you're operating with science fact now, not science fiction. All of that eating after 6, we put on weight, or no carbs in the evening is just pseudoscience. And there's so much out there in the mainstream health and fitness industry. That's what's confusing people. So the reason you've got such epic results and such a profound transformation is you put the work in, and you worked on yourself in all areas of wellness, but you're also operating on facts now as opposed to pseudoscience and fiction. So let's talk more about your transformation, Carly. Now, the physical transformation is absolutely epic. I mean, you actually look like a professional athlete now. Your whole body composition's changed. You look amazing. So what's changed physically? Like, how much weight did you lose? And, what's changed in your body?
Yeah, so overall, I think I lost like around 25 pounds from my absolute heaviest to the lowest that I was after the program. I think it was like around 25.
Yeah.
And then since then, I've kept up with our, working together, and I've put on like maybe like 3, 4, 5-ish pounds, but my body composition has been putting on the muscle. So I find that I'm, all the workouts that we've been doing, I find, I get through them and I'm like, oh, that felt easier today. Or, just being able to do more things that I wasn't able to do in the beginning. My boyfriend and I love backpacking. We love hiking. I find that, doing those things that we love together are easier now. I challenge myself to go on those, 15-mile hikes, you know, staying overnight in the woods, all that kind of stuff. And being able to run now, I run like 3.5, 4 miles every single time I run. You know, it's just those little achievements that all over time just kept getting better and better and better, and then easier and easier and easier. And then my body, the way I looked, just followed through, you know.
Amazing.
Such a good feeling. Yeah.
So you're just enjoying more of life and getting more out of life and doing the things you love, and it's easier and less labored for you, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how, you know, the strength is growing and muscles are growing, which is great. You know, we like to look toned and things like that. But exactly what you just expressed, you can, you know, hike more, you can run more, things you love doing and you enjoy doing without, you know, pressure on your body, pressure on your heart. That strength, you know, to enjoy the life, that's what we're seeking for. And that's, you know, again, lifestyle and sustainable results. It's not something, you know, I got my biceps, I got my abs, that's it, I'm done by, you know. It's like, no, I want to enjoy life. I want to get everything I can from it. So yeah, super beautiful to hear.
And Carly, physical transformations are always amazing. You know, we all like to look good and feel good, but how about like, what else has changed in terms of your mindset and everything like that? If we look at like the deeper stuff, how is everything going there?
Yeah, so I find that with my daily choices and just how I go about my life, I'm putting myself first. So I put my health first always. And it's not something where I'm thinking like, oh, I have to do this because I have to be skinny. It's more something where I want to do this because I want to help myself, you know? So when I'm looking for food to eat, you know, all my meals, I'm always thinking, oh, let me get my protein in. It'll keep me full. It'll make me feel better. You know, it'll enhance my workouts, all that kind of stuff. But then, of course, at the same time, I'm not ever restricting myself. You know, if I want a little bit more, I'm extra hungry today, you know, I'm going to eat a little bit more. But the food choices that I'm going towards are always just things that, for the most part, you know, I know are going to help my body, are going to fuel my body, make me feel good so that I'm able to be more active. You know, I look for so many more ways to just be more active all throughout my day. You know, if I want to take the dogs for a walk, I'll take both my dogs for a really long walk. You know, just like little things to just keep myself moving and keep myself healthy.
Well, so we call it mindful living.
Yeah, you're more mindful and you're being more intuitive, like listening to what your body needs and what makes you feel good, which is...
It's always the end goal, to be, so in tune with your body and mind and soul, and just know what you need. Like you said, you know when you have to put yourself first, you know when you have to fill your own cup, you know, you're mindful of staying active besides the exercises. Yeah, all these things, again, it's a lifestyle. So we're coming back to that. We're building a lifestyle and long, sustainable results here, not something temporary.
Does it feel easy now, Carly?
Yes.
And that's not to say that you're not putting work in, but
opposite.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
You put a lot of work in, but it's it just you know, when it's all working together, then it's just effortless. It's just it should be enjoyable. Exactly. It should be part of a lifestyle. It shouldn't be labored and forced. And you epitomize that, which is so great to see.
Yeah, we build craving for feeling good. You know, we say more we feel good, more we want more of it, right? You know, it feels good to feel good, and that's when we build craving to go and move our bodies, go and, you know, fuel our bodies with nice, you know, nutritious food. It becomes easy because that's what our body wants, and it's super, super beautiful.
Yeah. And Carly, I just wanted to rewind a bit, because although we had that initial conversation and you got loads from it and it helped you out loads, what were your, and obviously you said, I need to do this, I want coaching. What were your thoughts and feelings before getting involved? Were you still like, you know, how is this online coaching thing going to work? I'm over here in the States, the guys are in the UK. Were there any apprehensions, and just what was your whole thought process before getting involved?
Oh yeah, there were definitely a lot of, you know, sides of me that were like, like, do I want to put the money into these two coaches that I've never met before? You know, I don't know if they're real. Like, you know, there was always that side of me that was always like, oh, is this like a hack, or is this like a scam? You know, or are they just gonna take the money and then not help me. And and then I basically just looked so much more into, you know, the groups and how much you guys are just helping people just to help, you know, like not asking for anything in return, like just to be there to help. And I saw the genuineness of it all. And just with how many times that I had over and over and over again, I finally just decided, like, yes, it is an investment to invest in your health and your, you know, your body, your fitness, but I've made the leap because I really felt like I needed it. Like if I didn't, I think I just would have kept going in that same exact cycle of trying, you know, looking online, should I cut out bread, you know, all that kind of stuff that just doesn't make sense. And I knew it was just going to be a constant cycle. So I just went all in. I got the help from my parents, thankfully, as a college student. I definitely needed that. And they supported me with it too. And it was all uphill from there.
Fantastic.
So what would you advise to someone who is maybe in the position like you've been before, sitting on the fence, contemplating? What would you advise to those people?
Yeah, do it. It's so like do it. It's so worth it. I mean, when I look back at myself, however many months ago, I feel like an entirely different person. Like I feel so much older and so much more educated and just mature. And I, you know, I love myself so much more. My whole lifestyle now is just so much better. Like everything is better. Like my relationships with my family members, you know, my boyfriend, the people I love is better. You know, everything has just improved. There hasn't been any sort of downfall from it. And it's so worth the investment. Like I can't say it enough. Yeah.
That makes us so happy, because this is important as well for everyone watching, and it's the ripple effect that Vida and I always bang on about, that when we prioritize our own wellness, which is a beautiful thing in itself, it also has profound effects on all our family, our friends, our colleagues, our loved ones. It just ripples out, and it's an amazing thing to be able to do.
Yeah, so Carly, thank you so much for sharing these beautiful insights with everyone. And I just want to tell that she's inspirational. She's just 22 and already, like you said, feeling mature and educated. So I just love seeing young people taking care of themselves, you know, not waiting until something really breaks, right? So, but no matter what age we are, literally, no matter if you feel you need help and if you feel you need to change your lifestyle, it's time to take action like Carly did, and she is thriving. So thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you so much, Carly.
Thanks.
Bye.